In this video, I give you my verdict along with what I consider to be the main pros and cons of the Boka electric toothbrush. Hey, it's John from electricteeth here. We assist you in selecting the right dental care products and understanding common dental care topics. I've used lots of electric toothbrushes over the last few years, and in this video I'm going to share with you all the things you need to know about the Boka electric toothbrush and whether this is the right toothbrush for you. So just before I give you my overall opinion, I want you to know that as or if not more important than the toothbrush itself is your brushing time, technique and routine. Click the link in the top right corner of this video or the description to see our guide on taking care of your teeth. It includes all of the important things that you need to know. And for those of you looking to learn how to make your oral care more sustainable and environmentally friendly, there's a link in the description for that too. So then to my verdict of the Boka electric toothbrush. The Boka Sonic electric toothbrush is a great brush that I could happily use on a daily basis. It is well designed and the overall product impressed me more than I'd anticipated. What criticisms I have about this brush are in truth really quite small. It performs just like the more recognised electric toothbrush brands and is without doubt a good alternative to those. But given the similarity in features and price, I'm not convinced there is necessarily enough uniqueness to really make this the choice over Sonicare. The small potential cost savings and the subscription offering are likely the biggest appealing factors. If you want more detail, then please do check out the full written review that accompanies this video. Click the link in the description or in the top right corner. So then to the pros of the Boka toothbrush. Well, the first pro has to be the design. On first glance, it looks quite clinical, but actually there's some really nice styling going on here. It is all white in colour, which is often considered quite clinical, but it's a matte white. It hasn't got that gloss finish that often makes some brushes look a bit cheaper. There's a kind of minimalist design here. There's not much in the way of grips on the actual handle, but the front panel has been flattened off and actually feels quite nice and comfortable inside. I really like the way it's been designed. You've got the Boka lettering down the front here. You've got the power button here as well. It's actually a really smart, well-designed, good-looking electric toothbrush. Now, as you might expect, another pro is the fact that it has a built-in timer and pacer that helps encourage you and I to brush for the dentist's recommended 2 minutes. It's all too easy to brush for less than that, and the built-in timer and pacer encourages us to do so. You should brush your teeth as evenly as possible. So to do that, you split your mouth up into 4 sections, upper right, upper left, lower right, lower left, and you spend 30 seconds cleaning each section or quadrant as it is otherwise known. And if you do that for the full 2 minutes, you should have lovely clean teeth. And to be fair, the Boka provides a good overall clean, and this is definitely very comparable to a Philips Sonicare electric toothbrush. Another nice pro is the automatic power off. At the end of the 2 minute cleaning cycle, it just turns the brush off. It's a clear cue to you that your brushing routine is over. If you want to switch it back on again, you can, but it also just makes it that little bit more convenient. You don't have to turn the toothbrush off yourself. So another pro has to be the 3 cleaning modes or intensities that you've got built into this toothbrush. Now, Boka don't make too much of a play of these different modes, but essentially you can select between each one to find the brushing sensation that is right for you. So there's a lower, medium and higher tier of power. So another pro is the battery life of the Boka toothbrush. The built-in rechargeable battery will last up to 25 days on a single charge. That's based on one user brushing twice a day for 2 minutes each time. That's a good battery life, better than Oral-B and comparable to most Philips Sonicare electric toothbrushes. Another pro is the charging stand that comes with it. It's a really nice charging stand that is powered by a micro USB cable. You get the power brick included, but the stand itself has a nice sort of tapered design. It's also magnetic, so the brush sits on it and is securely held in place. It's not really strong, but it stops the brush wobbling too much, and there's no recess on the base of the brush handle, which is normally the case with a lot of toothbrushes. It just magnetizes to the charging stand. And then the last pro to this brush has to be the subscription offer. This is a more common offering now from a lot of electric toothbrush brands. You have the ability to subscribe to the brush handle and have replacement brush heads delivered at regular intervals so that you have replacement brush heads just when you need them. So then to the cons, and there are a few with the Boka brush, but they're not the greatest in the scheme of things. The first of which is the charcoal infused bristles. Now I've got no complaints about the way the brush actually cleaned the teeth, but charcoal infused, in my mind, is a little bit of a fad. I'm not saying it doesn't work, but it's something that we've seen a lot in the last few years, and I'm not sure if the benefits are really as great as many people state. It's supposed to help with the cleaning and removing bacteria, but there is limited evidence to really suggest that these charcoal bristles do have a positive effect. I'm not suggesting they have a negative effect, but the positive impact might be a lot less than you might be anticipating. So then another negative has to be the lack of cleaning modes or icons for the three different modes and intensities you've got built in here. It's all controlled by the single power button on the front of the brush. I mean, it's fairly simple to get used to and you can tell the difference, but it's a bit tricky to know which mode you've actually got selected until you get used to it. It'd just be nice if there was some lights or icons or something to kind of really indicate quite clearly which mode is selected. Another negative, and by no means a deal breaker, is the lack of pressure sensor. So it can be damaging to your teeth and gums if you brush with too much force. Brushing with more force does not equal a better clean. A lot of electric toothbrushes now come with a pressure sensor which will alert you if you're brushing too hard. Boka doesn't. And then the last con is the subscription. Whilst I do see a subscription as a positive for some people, one of the cons here potentially is that Boka provides 2 brush heads in the pack when you subscribe. Now most subscription systems would come with 1 brush head every 3 months, but you get 2 with Boka. Now, some may like to change their brush head more frequently, but what that ultimately means is it works out slightly more expensive in the outset because you're paying for additional brush heads that you might not use. And it goes against a little bit of the recommendations you typically get to replace your brush heads every 3 months. So it's just something to be aware of, that you might want to subscribe and then cancel the subscription because you'll be left potentially with a surplus of brush heads that you could use once you've ended that subscription. You don't have to subscribe, but the option is there should you like. So that concludes my review of the Boka toothbrush. I've given you my overall verdict along with the pros and cons. Thank you very much for watching. I do hope that it has helped you decide whether the Boka brush is right for you. Click here to subscribe for more videos, or click here to get tips and tricks on how to improve your oral health.